Mastering commas in relative clauses. Dodge the common pitfalls. Hello everyone. Today, we're going to delve into the world of relative clauses, and specifically, we're going to focus on how to use commas correctly within these clauses. It's a tricky area for many English learners, but with some careful attention, you'll soon be a pro. Before we dive into the common mistakes, let's first define what a relative clause is. A relative clause is a type of subordinate clause that modifies a noun or pronoun in the main clause of a sentence. These clauses usually start with a relative pronoun such as who, which, that, etc. For example, this is the book that I recommended. The man who is wearing a hat is my uncle. In these sentences, the parts in bold are relative clauses. The placement of commas in relative clauses is determined by whether the clause is restrictive, also known as defining, or non-restrictive, also known as non-defining. Restrictive clauses provide essential information to understand the sentence, and we do not use commas. For example, people who exercise regularly are generally healthier. Here, the relative clause, who exercise regularly, is necessary to understand the sentence. On the other hand, non-restrictive clauses provide additional, but non-essential information, and we separate them with commas. For example, my sister, who lives in New York, is a teacher. Here, the clause, who lives in New York, is not essential for understanding who my sister is. It's just additional information. Now let's dive into some common mistakes that people make when it comes to punctuation in relative clauses. Mistake 1. Using commas with restrictive clauses. Incorrect. My books, that are on the table, are new. Correct. My books that are on the table are new. In this case, the information, that are on the table, is necessary to define which books we're talking about. Therefore, we should not use commas. Mistake 2. Not using commas with non-restrictive clauses. Incorrect. My brother who is a doctor lives in Boston. Correct. My brother, who is a doctor, lives in Boston. In this sentence, the fact that my brother is a doctor isn't necessary to understand the main idea. Hence, it should be offset with commas. That's it for today's lesson on using commas in relative clauses. Remember, the key is to determine whether the clause is restrictive or non-restrictive. No commas for essential, restrictive information, and use commas for additional, non-restrictive information. Practice is key to mastering this. Keep writing, keep correcting, and you'll get there. In our next video, we'll continue to explore more about English grammar. Stay tuned, and until then, happy learning!